Greetings, weary travelers. My name is Sydney, like Australia, and this is my channel. It's getting close to that time of year. You know what I mean. The Renaissance Festival. I had planned 2 projects for this video, but there was an unexpected third because of a failed second. That'll make more sense in a moment, but let's get into the reason that I'm actually doing this video. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of cosplay medics. If not, they are people that walk around big nerd conventions, or conferences, or whatever you want to call it, like Dragon Con, MomoCon, Comic-Con, and so on. And they travel with the essentials that one would need for a cosplay emergency kit kind of thing. Some are dressed in army gear, some are dressed as nurses, and they have everything one would need. Someone steps on your dress, and now it's ripped. They have needle and thread. You dropped your prop, now it's broken. They have glue. Ran out of money for that Bakugo statue? They have a lollipop. Having seen my fair share of costume mishaps, that's essentially what I want to do, but at Ren Fair with a twist. So back in January, I came across this picture, and it sent me spiraling into creative oblivion. And most of that oblivion I cannot recall. But I have the end result. And I love her so much. She is my new favorite. Meet the Sewing Fairy. She can stitch anything in a pinch. I'm still debating on a name. The only sewing terminology that sounded like a name in other languages was Valonia, which is Greek for stitch, or Soma, which is Icelandic for sew/stitch. Maybe I'll look up some fabrics that could be a good name. Esther. Polyester. I don't know. If any of you have any suggestions, please. I'd love to hear from you all. Anyway, as the video says, I am making purses and a bracer. Now, the purses are not depicted in the picture, but what I'm thinking is kind of like a bobbin, like a little tiny bobbin, but as a purse. Let's jump right in so you can see what I'm talking about. So I started with some circles. I had a medium-sized bowl and large bowl. What that translates to number-wise is beyond me. Now, this is my 4th time making a purse from scratch with just an image in my head. And I only have half a clue at what I'm doing. I used the medium size to cut out the faces of the purse, and then I gave them a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then I cut out some 4-inch side strips and added a beautiful zipper, which is a very vibrant pink. I definitely wanted some pockets in this bag because it's going to have my supplies in it, like bobby pins, band-aids, hand sanitizer, definitely some sunscreen because my partner burns. Irishman, am I right? Once that is all sewn together, it was time to paint, which was a little weird, not gonna lie, but it got done. Then it was on to the yarn, and I don't think I knew the path I had set out for myself because it went on and on and on and on and on and on. And at one point, I just looked like I was interrogating the damn thing. And apparently I got so into the project that I forgot to film the metal pieces. Which basically I just took the large bowl, cut that circumference out on some chipboard, cardboard, I'm not really sure what it's called. Then I spray painted it silver. And that's the end of that. I will reveal these at the end of the video, so you will have to wait. Or I guess you could skip to the end. How rude. On to the bracers! So my knowledge of making bracers consists of a few Pinterest posts I saw back in high school. And I thought that would be enough for this project. I started with wrapping my arm in a trash bag because I was all out of saran wrap. Then I had my partner wrap tape around my arm. And it was a bit snug, but I figured I could just increase the size later. Then I drew an outline of what I wanted, cut down the middle, then cut out an inside lining made of neoprene because I knew for a fact I was going to be sweating to death. I cut the main structure out of some putrid yellow craft foam. Then, since I wanted some pockets, I had to use a third layer that I could sew the pockets and the elastic to. After I painted it the wrong color, I went back and painted it purple. When that was dry, I glued some yarn down to the areas I knew I wouldn't be able to get to once the pockets were in place. Then went through the tedious task of gluing down all the frickin' yarn. I went with a different route this time, though, and tried PVA glue instead of hot glue. I think it was definitely better for this project, but I was just so done with this yarn at this point. I barely even filmed it. And after finishing the gluing of the yarn, I glued the pocket panels to the foam, then sewed the neoprene to that foam. And after all of that hard work and the little planning that went into it, I hated it. And you will soon see why. Okay, so the bracers didn't turn out great, but I still need something to carry my supplies in, not to mention my phone and my wallet. Luckily, right as soon as I began to doom scroll through my phone for the next 4 hours to try and forget my mistakes, I came across this image. I want it, but more colorful. I'm going to be using this cute sloth pattern for my lining, and, remember this bag? I will be using parts of this purse for a new button purse. I have more of a plan for this bag. I have picked out a black curtain for the main fabric. For the face, I put together a bunch of scrap trim, lace, whatever I can get my hands on, and place them in a way that pleases me. And once that is sewn, and I notice that I sewed a piece wrong side out, it is time for the buttons! Wait, no. I make the lining out of the glorious sloth fabric, and it goes so well, and it's great, and it's now time for the buttons! I don't know why I'm so excited about the buttons. It took so much freaking time. Honestly, I have a bad habit of picking the most tedious tasks for crafts. But these buttons are so freaking cute. You're my favorite. I mainly say that because it's in loving memory of a past character I did at Renfest. She would go around Newcastle quizzing people, and if they got the correct answers to her quizzes, she would give them gold stars. You will be missed. She's not dead. She's just been exiled because she tried to become king. And on to the reveal. Honestly, if I just look up one how-to video before I dive headfirst into a project, it would turn out so much better. But nay, I shall rely on old information that's a bit fuzzy. I'm telling you, ever since I started this YouTube channel, I have learned so much about my creative process. And most of it, and the thing I have learned is just plan the damn thing through. Stop diving headfirst into a project because you think if you don't, you're not going to have the motivation to do so later. It's okay. You probably will. If anyone else needed to hear that, there it is. Let's start with the disappointment of the group. You had so much potential, but your creator lacks armor experience. I didn't even finish it because I just lost all hope. I feel like this was definitely a learning experience because I wanted the yarn to go all the way around like a spool of thread, and I just don't think it's possible to make it look as seamless as I want with the skill set that I have. I might give it another go before Renfest, but we'll see. I think it still looks kind of cool. It's big. It's so bulky. It's a learning process, that's for sure. The bobbin purse. The thing is so gosh darn cute. I love it. I love it. I really do. It somewhat looks like a bobbin, but it's got so much room. There's so much room in that gosh darn bag. And the structure seems to be holding up pretty well. I mean, it's unique. Things I would do differently, I might get legit pink fabric or buy a circular purse. I swear to y'all, I was holding a circular purse in my hands while shopping for my Goodwill video. And I was like, what's that David Tennant meme? Let's make it bigger! Like the human that I am. And then I put it back because it was only like this big. And I wanted pretty big. I fear it might be too chunky, and I wish I had sanded the edges so they were smooth. But I'm still gonna use it for the character overall because I think it's just so stinking cute and it's super useful. And now for the last and unexpected piece, the scrap bag. I love it. I love her. I would do anything for her. I literally just put things on here that made me happy. And now it's my lifeline. I love these buttons. I love the thread that's used to attach them. I love this sloth fabric. For those of you who don't know, when one is named Sydney, you are forever doomed to be called Sid the Sloth. And you must completely embrace him or forever deny him. But that is it for this part 1 video. Tune in soon for part 2. I hear we're making wings. The fairy wings, not chicken wing. Although, that sounds good. I might have that for dinner. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this one. I upload every other Friday. Thank you for sticking around this far, and I will see you in my next video. Toodaloo!